Hello everybody, I'm Autumn Ivy, and today we are going to be playing Runt. Runt is developed by Grim Taste Studios, and of course is published by Dread XP. Ride or die as they are. Runt is kind of interesting because this is specifically a demo, and I'm actually pretty stoked for it because visual novels can be kind of hit or miss sometimes. Specifically, Runt is a very story-rich visual novel with a choices matter centric base. So the multiple endings, right? Who doesn't love multiple endings? But there's mini games and things within this game too. The art caught my attention, and the structure of some of the advertising of what the storyline was leading into seemed like it was going to be kind of cool. So I figured we would check it out. So Runt is a rural gothic visual novel mystery where you play as Runt, the youngest of 5 brothers surviving a monstrous post-apocalypse. I don't really want to give you guys much more context than that. I kind of just want to get right into it. So that is what we are going to be doing today. Hello? Oh. I mean, the logo is kind of cool. Fair enough. All right. Dread XP is the real ones, by the way. What is this thing? Oh, God. Okay. So let's double check censor language, uncensored, it's fine. Everything looks good, so I think we'll just get right into it. Within this game, there are depictions of physical and emotional abuse, animal death, gore, blood, body horror, verbal homophobia, verbal misogyny, and verbal sexism. There are descriptions of physical and emotional abuse, suicidal thoughts, animal death, gore, blood, body horror, religious trauma, homophobia, misogyny, sexism, pregnancy, and fratricide. Any opinions provided by characters in the game do not reflect those of the developer and publisher of Runt. So, I will say, just to give you guys a couple of minutes to understand, I'm going into this pretty well, not like I'm raw dogging it like usual. So if any of this is in a position where it affects you in some capacity, please know that this is your trigger warning, right? So we're going into this with the acknowledgement that this game very well could get, there we go, could get a little rough. So please be kind to yourselves. Please make sure that if you need to walk away or take a minute or pause, please make sure that you're doing that. It is very, very important because this game, based on this alone, is going to be pretty heavy. So, but I am here with you along the way, and we are going to experience this together. So let's start. Yeah, buckle up. Saving, don't touch nothing now. So do all of the brothers sound exactly alike and they're just Bubba? Is that it? Hold down spacebar to fast forward through dialogue. Dialogue choices cannot be skipped while fast forwarding. Okay, good to know. I don't know how many times I've written this. I feel like I'm running out of pages. But each time I think about what happened that week, I remember more and more until it becomes this big puzzle of details that just don't fit right. I'm gonna start over, right from the beginning. My name is Runt. Me and my brothers live out near Skipclaw on the perimeter, right here where the land meets the forest. There are 5 of us: Hunter, Tanner, Carver, Fisher, and me. Oh, look, it's a cat boy. That's kind of weird that they're scribbled out. All right. I was 9 when it all happened. All I ever heard was that the big power station over in Grinshaw blew up, and when the smoke filled the air, it never left. All connections and wired shit like that never got up and running again. It's black and gray every day since that power station blew up. It's black and gray everywhere as far as anyone knows. The stars don't even show at night. We almost starved that first year. Nobody ever came for us out here in Skipclaw. No army, no government. And food won't grow easy in a world like this. Animals don't like it too much either. There's a rift in the world now. A crack in reality. Dad would have known what to do. He always said there was a war out there. That's why he was hard on us. There was going to be a war someday between the righteous and the unrighteous. A war for our souls. Dad was doing his best. Dad always said he was a righteous man in a world full of sickness and perversion. He preached a while down south until most of his flock turned away from the truth God given him. This is wild. It was too hard for him, I guess. God demands a lot. He demands a lot so he can give a lot. And Dad was the mouth of God. He could whip a crowd into a frenzy like nothing, crying and dropping to the floor and speaking in tongues the way God wanted him to show him that he was there and he was real and Dad was the mouth of God. It was too much for those of little faith. Dad left, taking a bit of land on the outskirts of Skipclaw where he was going to prepare us for the war and the end of time. He started saying we didn't need the town. We were better off without the world. Oh, it's chicken. He said evil came through the radio and the TV stations and the bags of chicken feed and the starter potatoes and the seeds and all the friends we'd made. All we really needed was each other and our faith. It's a chicken named Georgie. This is not going to go well. If things were hard, God wanted them to be hard. If we were unhappy, it's because we weren't right with God, because we had tainted the earth with our sins. Dad did what he could, but he wasn't trained to run our little outpost at the edge of the wilderness. He had been a juvie warden during seminary, picked up a few things, knew a few guys who built us a bunker and filled it with enough rations to keep us going for a few years. Everything else we had was books, copies and copies and copies of Dad's teachings he had printed on his own dime. His own fucking dime, he used to say, red in the face because no one wanted them, because no one was ready to open their hearts to God enough to buy one. Those are the first things I ever learned to read. I didn't even know picture books were a thing till I was too old to read them. We failed Dad, all of us, and he punished us the way you'd punish a grown man. We starved and froze and dried out in the heat. We slept short hours up at the crack of dawn till so late in the night you couldn't stand on your own 2 feet anymore. No matter how tired or thin we got, we did our work. We had to survive. Survive the tests, the never-ending tests.
I had to give the horses water because it was dry, but Judy's been in the yard.
Oh, yeah.
Or Willow, sorry.
Willow.
Judy was our other lady. That's all. I will be right back. I just am finishing that.
Oh, it's good.
I just wanted to bring it to you so it didn't get messed up.
And then Dad got sick. He had a disease whose name I think Hunter knows, but I forgot. He needed shots. When the world went up in a bunch of black smoke, all the medicine went with it. Not that Dad had believed in any of it before. You could never really trust what the government was doing. Honey, we can't trust that shit now. What you mean? But that medicine he needed, somehow he found some, and he took it religiously. And when we ran out, that was it. One day he was alive, and one day he wasn't. He died after years of wasting away right when he was needed most. When the world with its apocalypse proved him right. I love the sound design. You could hear the stuff in the background while it's going on. Of course, we had to get back into town then. We needed them. They needed us, too, it seemed. Hunter fixed it all up. 5 of us strong boys with enough guns and ammo for a small army became the Army of Skipclaw. We patrolled, we policed, we hunted, and we maintained the perimeter. Nobody comes and goes without Hunter knowing about it. No one goes out at night without Hunter knowing about it. Nobody so much as sneezed without Hunter's permission. Hunter's word was law. The whole town was ours, and it thrived as best as it could under the unbearable weight of an endless, blackened sky. Would Dad be proud? I guess it doesn't matter now. Dad was gone. Mom died giving birth to me, and none of us knew what to feel. We were on our own. It was 5 years to the day of his death when everything changed. All because of what we saw in the church. What did we see in the church? Oh, I have stippy steppies. He's stepping. Run. Get up. You better be moving by the time I get here. It's a cat boy. It's a BDSM cat boy. I love that for him. Get up! Quit hiding. Carver stood over me. Couldn't see his face, but just knew he was sneering at me. I'm up. You scribbling in your little diary again? Kinda girly, ain't it? Is he up? He's up, writing in his damn little book again. You ready to go, Runt? No lollygagging now. I said I was up. Oh, we back talking now? Carver, we don't have time. It's not my fault we're late. Runt been hiding from us again. Can't sniff me out anymore under that thing? Don't you get lippy with me. I'll fucking knock you upside the head. I'll fucking throw your bed out to the pond. You hear me? Oh, these designs are so pretty, though. What do we want? Okay, I'm gonna let y'all pick. What do we want Tanner to sound like? What do we think? I like Tanner's design a fucking lot. Like, a lot. Thanks, Spada. A cat in a gimp mask, kind of. What do we think we want Tanner to sound like? I figure all the brothers probably sound, they're all Southern, it's very clear, based on how they're speaking. Tanner does look cool, I agree. What are we feeling? What do we think? So the survivors are all monsters? Feels that way. He has a choker on, too. Yeah, he's got a cat bell. I feel like Tanner would be like quiet, gruff, kinda. No? Maybe? Are we feeling? Am I picking up what I'm putting down? What did we see in the church? 2 werewolves going at it. No, it's just a man. I feel like that's fair. Going once. Going twice. Alright. What y'all squabbling about? We were just talking to Runt. He says he's ready. I can speak for myself, you know. Oh, bye, guys. Yeah? You weren't speaking earlier, were you? Bye? It was the anniversary of Dad's death. On a Sunday, no less. We were going to the church. We call it the church, but it's really just a rickety old storehouse we fixed up to serve something holy. I really didn't want to go. Carver, fucking asshole that he was right. I had been hiding. Foolish as it was, I'd hoped that they wouldn't find me. I wanted to see their flashlights sweeping past the windows, hear them calling out my name before giving up and going on without me. One of them would unload on me, probably Hunter, but at least I wouldn't be in that church. But that's why I was Runt. The little guy, the weak guy, the one hiding under the bed from the switch. They always found me because I still hadn't learned that lesson. I had to get my stuff packed before I went. As I stood up from my little nook between the kitchen and the basement, I saw my backpack had spilled everywhere. All my things were scattered across the floor. I knew it was Carver. Luckily, I had my flashlight. Oh, buddy. Collecting items. To pick up items, search the environment with your flashlight. You'll often need to dig through a lot of trash or clutter to find exactly what you need. When you find what you're looking for, click on it to add it to your bag. Oh, okay. So, walkie-talkie, and then we need the journal. We've got the map. There's the journal, and then the paper with the code. I'm gonna guess it's that. I want to take a look real quick, though, at, like, all of these things. Buddy, what are you keeping in your damn bag? It's sexy to be 60! Get out! I need a new coffee cup just dropped. It's sexy to be 60. Shot glass. Alright, fair enough. Okay. So we picked up everything we need. We're gonna see how this goes. I had to sort my shit out, make sure it was all in the best spot to grab. I remember checking my bag. Inventory. You can examine items in your inventory by by hovering over their icons. Giving items a closer look can help with puzzles and requests. Your inventory can be opened by clicking on your bag. You cannot open your inventory while in dialogue. Okay, so click on the bag. All the items you collect can be examined here in your bag, but for now, let's get your radio and journal ready. Click on each of the items to place them permanently on your HUD. When you're done looking around your bag, click the strap at the bottom left to close it. Okay, so we want that, and we want that. The padlock code scribbled on a slip of paper reads order. My map of the town, drawn on it so much it's barely holding together. My radio, can't believe the thing still works. It's my journal, I write down everything I need. My flashlight, beat to hell and so heavy if the batteries went out I could use it to crack somebody's skull open. That's... okay. Click on your radio to switch it on and off. The radio only plays music, which changes depending on where you are and who you're talking to. Now let's check out the journal. Your journal is where you keep track of your thoughts, feelings, and your to-do list. Scribbled notes on your changing feelings and your to-do list can both be found on the Me page, while the rest of the journal contains everything else. Whenever you see a red swirl in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, something important has been added to your journal. Below your Me page is your mind map. This mind map will automatically collect and connect key pieces of info during conversations and display how they relate to each other, if at all. You'll get a new mind map each day to help track of evolving leads as the week progresses. When you're done checking out your journal, head out to meet your brothers, but be quick about it. They aren't that patient. Click on the hand in the bottom left to close your journal. I feel irritated. I can't put my finger on it. Don't feel too much about myself. My dreams are only vague nightmares. I hope my rounds go quick. Ain't much to do right now. Did my shift by myself today. Everyone had to prepare for Dad's, I don't know what you call it, funeral. It's like we're reburying him all over again. We need to head to the church to honor Dad. I hope it goes quick. Damn, buddy. Brothers. My brother Tanner's the second oldest. Real quiet, real hard to read. Follows Carver around like a dog, though I don't understand why. Those two couldn't be more different if you tried. This is cool. There's a question series? That's really interesting. The middle strayer. A mouthy asshole, always fighting, wisecracking, and trying to start shit. Likes making my life miserable as possible. One day I'll land a punch on this fucker. Fair. My brother Fisher is just a few years older than me. Whip smart and with an iron faith in Dad's teachings. I get the feeling that he don't like us too much, given how much time he spends at the hydro station. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's it for now, so let's see what's going on. Welcome, Vorish. Happy to have you. There was no sense in waiting. I had put it off long enough. I got my things in my backpack and went out the door of our house. Everyone was waiting for me. Shit. Took you long enough. You did this last year. What's your damn problem? I stayed silent. There wasn't anything I could say. No answer, no reason was ever enough. Cat's got his tongue like usual. Too good to be talking to us. We got everything. Waiting on Hunter now. He was scoping, making sure the path's clear. No outsiders coming round today. Schedule was set. No patrol for any of us today. Except Runt. He should have done one. I had done one. Crack of dawn shivering along the perimeter before the sun attempted its daily battle to break through the clouds. Was he being truthful? Did anyone see him? I tried being quiet. You think he's a liar, Carver? Well, he wasn't being real forthcoming earlier, was he? Bet he got halfway around the fence and took a load off under some sycamore. I tried to be quiet. Really, I did. Carver, don't be saying shit now. Come to think of it, you was also missing all yesterday. Tell the truth, Runt. Was you jerking it under some bush? At key points in conversations throughout the game, you get to decide what Runt will say. Some of the dialogue choices you make will alter your personality and can change how certain characters react to you. Hints as to how your personality is shifting inside of you as the result of your choices can be seen on the Me page in your journal. Oh, wow. So there's almost like a punishment concept set up to this. I mean, it's not just a punishment, but you're fluctuating through what's going on. This is really interesting. Tell the truth, Runt. Was you jerking it under some bush? Please, Carver, not today. Check the log sheet. I ain't a flaker. Quit picking on me, you pussy-faced fuck. Listen, I'm not saying... Oh, man. So I know I know how I would want to respond, but I'm gonna give him an opportunity before I move straight to being a dick. Check the log sheet. I ain't a flaker. Yeah, I'll be checking. Don't think for a second I ain't on you 24/7. You hear me? Runt. Oh. Oh. We fell silent, standing in our little half circle around Hunter. He towered over us, bearskins draped over his big ass frame, making him even bigger than he actually was. We were all on edge. See, Hunter was in a black mood. Had been for a few days at that point. It was like his shadow. It was like the shadow that swallowed all the light around him, half hiding him against the prairie grass. You could feel it even before he got close to you. This horrible heaviness, muted only by the weight of his big old bearskin cloak. Homie's got a hell of a gun, goddamn. See, Hunter had a dog named River. This shaggy, vicious thing that snapped at anyone that wasn't Hunter. I couldn't tell you what kind of dog it was. Some sort of mutt that I swore was part wolf. Those two loved each other more than anything. Certainly more than Hunter ever loved us. He never hit River. Not once. Would have liked us better if we were all his dogs. Loyal, silent, and obedient, without even the ability to question his command. But River had died a few days ago. Hunter didn't say much else on it, not how or why or when, but only the River died. He kept the mutt hidden away, not letting any of us get close to it. I could only take his word that River had passed. None of us had the words to comfort each other. I was silent when he told me, standing stone still among the chickens in the yard that early morning. No doubt everyone else was the same. That black mood in the days that followed River's death built and built like wood heaped on an invisible fire. That silent heat rippled around us as we stood before him. I wish I could say I had pity for him. But for River to die and then having to deal with Dad's anniversary right after, but I think I was scared more than anything. All this heat, it had to go somewhere. God help who it struck. Ready. He turned toward us, face black under the teeth of his hood. That is really fucking cool. I like how he put, like, the yarn between the teeth. I nodded. We all nodded. We were waiting for Runt. He was hiding. I wasn't hiding. How many times do I gotta say it? Enough. His hand was on my shoulder. Even through my jacket, through his gloves, I could feel his strength, his power. Them fingers dug in tight. Let's go. Runt, take point. I knew my brothers were sneering under their masks. Taking point was not something to be proud of. It was the first line of defense if we got attacked. The first wall of meat. They all started gathering their things. Little things. Oh, shit. We had to burn him so it wouldn't attract them. It became a tradition that we'd all take a little trinket or something, and that would be Dad, his presence, his spirit. We were always finding bits of him everywhere at home, like somehow in his death, his ghost had come home and, I don't know, melded with the house. His hair, his clothes, his writing. Every nook and cranny, he was there, always watching us like he never left. Runt. Yeah? Let's bug out. Now. It was a bad idea to keep him waiting any longer. Your map is in the lower right-hand corner near your bag. You'll use your map to move around Skipclaw and see the lay of the land. For now, open up your map and head to the church. Oh, wow, okay. Weird House, West Perimeter, Home, Food Stores, Garland Farm, Lynn's House, Wacko Jeans, Doc's Office, Hot Bath, Bess's Shop, North Perimeter, Willie's Shack, Radio Tower, Hydro Plant.
So, apologies, because I was dealing with Boulder. Sounds like it's a post-apocalyptic
Yeah, so this is a visual novel that is structured on multiple endings, but it is very story rich. So there are mini games included in this as well. It's not just straight text. So this is very much the beginning of the game. But it is post-apocalyptic. So it's these brothers surviving in a post-apocalyptic world. So we're figuring out what's going on. Mm-hmm. This is an all-star gangbang. I'm trying to stream this for Dread XP. Chat, please. Contain yourselves.
I feel like they giggle a little bit.
Contain yourselves. With each step, my feet got heavy. I was stomping on sticks and dry grass and getting cuffed at the back of my head by Carver when I slowed down. Nobody said anything, but each time I lagged, I could feel the heat of their eyes on my neck. Hunter halted, raised a hand. Stop. Down. We dropped. We didn't disobey. Not in this world. Hesitation got you killed. 9 o'clock. There, just beyond the top of the fence. We lay on the crest of the hill, looking down into a shallow, dry gulch. We shuffled in the grass, positioning ourselves just beneath the brush. We smelled it before we saw it. That thick, acrid, musky scent. There it was. We have all sorts of names for 'em. Hunter calls 'em the unholy. Tanner and Fisher call 'em lung dogs, along with most of the town. Carver calls 'em those flesh fucks. To me, they're always twisters. Why twisters? Well, how else are you supposed to get the head off? You'd always hear 'em if they were close, in big sacks pressing out air and wheezing and breathing and gurgling, sounding like death rattles. Even more than their breathing. I hate their eyes. How they never seem to blink. Even before I knew all that they could do, I wanted to put a bullet in their skulls just for those lids to finally drop and quit staring at me. They appeared after the blackout, pouring in from some unknown place for some unknown purpose. Something more than animal, less than human. We had our rifles, but they had the dark. The never-ending dark. I tried to focus. Nothing good comes from daydreaming on a battlefield. We watched as it swayed in the field, us hiding low in the grass. Hunter prepped his rifle and waited. Typically, we aimed to engage and scare them off as quickly as possible, but a wasted bullet is a wasted bullet. As we crouched there, I felt a hand bump mine, knocking my flashlight. Couldn't tell you who it was, but my gut says it was Carver. I couldn't move quick enough. My flashlight blasted on over the fence and out across the field. Who fucking... Stop talking. We all stilled at Hunter's heavy command, and I'll beat the shit out of you if you so much as breathe tone I was all too familiar with. The beam caught the twister as it tore and mawed at some creature. We watched, unable to look away. The sounds carried over the prairie, wet and sinewy, and echoed in the cold. In the dark grass, I felt a firm hand paw around towards mine. It took my flashlight and went to flick it off. As it did, the sound of the beam powering off cracked into the night. The twister looked up. Oh, what the fuck? It was near black in the field, the twister a liquid shadow against the grass. Hunter lifted his gun. The twister twitched. Oh God, where'd it go? Oh God, where'd it go? And disappeared, quick as it came. We waited, breathing low against the swaying grass. When it didn't return, we slowly stood up and kept on. A jab in the back from someone's gun urged me back to the front. I felt like I was marching to my doom, which, if I think on it, I guess I was. I never got over how the church looked that night. The way the water had seeped from the window to look like tear stains from a weeping eye, like it was living and felt bad nobody was coming to it no more. After Dad passed, service slowed. Nobody could take on his work. Nobody had his speech, his tongue, his way of moving. He could make you believe in miracles. He could make you believe in anything. He was an unstoppable force, like a tornado or a hurricane. You could feel the emptiness in that church when he died, like all the air went out of the room. Nobody took over, not even Hunter. So it was locked up. All the faithfuls had died before him anyway, or fucked off into Skipclaw after he died. We used it occasionally for important days like today, or for meetings if things ever got bad. We were here the day the blackout happened. Bright 1 second and black the second after. I hid under the pews while people scrambled in a panic outside. You can still see blood on the floor from the few times the twister broke in. Fighting our way back home to the farm, we lost a lot of people. I was only 9. I covered my eyes. Perhaps the last time my brothers were nice to me was back then when they guided me home. I didn't cry. They told me not to, so I didn't. I'm 19 now, and I've cried a lot since then. I can't help it. After all, I was Runt. Who's got the code? Not me. I got it. Go. Get. I'd never been given the code before. Them trusting me with the code was new. Them trusting me at all was new. We're waiting, Runt. Get to it, boy. It's fucking cold down here. I had no time to think on it, so I went forward towards that hollow, haunted place. The art in this is beautiful. You'll need to complete a variety of puzzles and chores in order to progress through sections of the game. Some are simple, while others will require a bit more thought. Check your inventory, talk to people, and think carefully about how to approach each puzzle. If you need help, check the question mark tab that will present at each puzzle. So, I like that they give us an option. We needed to keep the church locked up tight when we weren't there. To prevent others getting in, we changed up the code often and only shared it with each other. I know I have the code on me, but I can't remember what the word was. Maybe I should check my bag. They'll kill me if I can't unlock it quick enough. It's probably real. So we'll open the bag, and then we know that its order is the stuff. I do want to look at this, though, while I have the opportunity. So can I... I guess not. There we go. Order. So, I really enjoy this game. Harrison, have a good evening. I really enjoy this game so far. From a sound perspective, it's really fucking good. I love the sound design. The art is really setting the tone for it. So this is interesting. I like it a lot. And obviously, like, as a narrator or as an actor, it's really interesting. Once the lock opened, I felt a darkness pass through me. I hadn't even cracked the door open yet, but something strange and cold was seeping out from underneath the door. It wasn't a draft or like a wind or anything, but just something evil. My brothers always said I was too sensitive, too soft. They called me girly and weak and flighty, but if I had known what was beyond those doors and how it would change all our lives, I would have run. Then and there. Run and run and run and never look back. What the fuck is behind the door? Oh. Oh. Okay, yeah, yep. Can't see shit in here. Well, quit bitching and get a candle going. Smells funny in here. That inky black feeling only got thicker. You can smell through that? Smell? Wait, yeah, I smell it too now. What is that? Hush. We fell silent. My nerves were twitching like a guilty sinner. Light it up, boys. Beam sky high. What the fuck is that? You, Runt. Go check it out. Me? Why me? Just go, shit ass. Oh, that's creative. It's very creative of you, sir. Fantastic. My hands were trembling. My gun rattled in my grip. I couldn't, at that time, explain even to my numb, dumb self why I felt the way I felt. Maybe it was something like a hunter's gut, an instinct. Dad would have called it divine insight. My brothers would have called it being a pussy. I stepped closer. In the dark, I was suddenly assaulted by this deathly smell. Rotten and sour, like the vinegar in our cannon room. My steps creaked, mixing with a cold wind blowing in from outside. But there was something else, too. This slow, thick dripping. I'm trembling now as I write it. What a thing we saw. What it did to us. What did we see? What is that letters? Is that 5 days. Okay, yes, it is letters. All right, cool. Those are some really thick intestines. Is that like, I feel like the level of like thickness required to obtain, or like did they dry them out first, or like did they put a pipe or something in them to make them look extended? Like I understand that your intestines can expand a little bit cuz like food and stuff, but I kind of feel like these are really thick intestines to make words. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Make letters, whatever. 5 days. We stood in stunned silence as each of us took in the message written in the odds and ends of dozens of creatures. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. All right. Was it a warning? Was it a threat? We didn't know then, but it was a promise. A promise that would be fulfilled by me. What do you mean by me?
Hello?
What do you mean by me? What do you mean? What? No, what? Was that it? No!
Is that the end?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, wait, it's saving. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I was about to get hella grumpy.
About to get on the phone with Dread.
Yeah, I was about to call fucking Hunter over at Dread XP and be like, brother,
Listen.
what the fuck? We left the church stunned and silent. Hunter radiating heat like a fire made out of hate. I do that sometimes. I get real hot. It was a violation, you see. An unholy mess made of that sacred day. It made him mad. So mad. Not that he would ever say it. Not with words. He didn't need to. You could feel the heat coming off of him in waves, and it whipped us all into stupid silence. He took point. We followed with our tails between our legs, no one talking. Not even Carver. As we walked, the feeling in the church followed us home again. Our sixth, most dark brother. I couldn't shake it. I don't know if anyone else felt it, but from how our heads hung low, it was like our own shadows were too heavy. It was late when we got home. Deep night. I almost cursed the old screen door for creaking too loud when it slammed my ass on the way in, but Hunter was already up the stairs. We weren't going to talk about it yet, then. I sort of wanted to talk about it right then and there. The longer he was quiet, the worse it was going to be when he finally wasn't. I settled down on my cold mattress with a knot in my stomach. The feeling grew, gnawing and twisting like it was going to come up out of my throat. Every time I was almost asleep, it woke me back up, like it was tapping me on the shoulder, not wanting to let me forget it. I had done something wrong that night in the church. What it was, I didn't quite know yet. The way things were around here, maybe I never would. I lay on my mattress with my eyes closed in the dark, trying to keep myself calm. The feeling haunted me, this feeling of failure. Day 1, Monday. Okay, I'm not mad anymore. Everything's fine.
Oh,
Everything's fine.
I was a little concerned, dog.
Well, so it wouldn't be the first time we run into a game that had like a short demo, and it was a really good introduction, but I'm enamored. I want to know what the fuck's happening.
Right.
It didn't matter how bad I slept that night. I was up before the crack of dawn. First out to the hen house to let the girls out, then right back in to scrub down the kitchen before I fixed up breakfast. A life like this didn't let you feel sorry for yourself for long. That's the fucking truth. House stuff was my job, mainly cooking and cleaning, watching the hens, and tending the little garden out back. Every day I fixed breakfast and dinner. No exceptions, no days off. No matter how piss poor Tanner said my cooking was. At least they let me off the hook for lunch, seeking to take it somewhere and skip claw if they could. Breakfast that morning was nothing but eggs scrambled up with a few sorry sausages and toast. Butter and jam would keep 'em happy, keep their mouths full from talking, too, and would it keep me happy, too? I jabbed at the sausage sizzling in the pan. I could hear somebody getting up in another room, and that twisting feeling returned to my stomach like a gut punch. I hadn't felt this bad since Dad died. But I couldn't say nothing. Even if anyone else felt the same way, I couldn't say anything. Nobody would care. I set out plates, and just on time, as if they could hear the clunking, everyone shuffled into the room. Hunter first, then Fisher scratching at his neck and yawning and shaking his head like a dog as he sat, and then Carver and Tanner right together like they always were. In the backyard, the rooster crowed in the morning. Lord our God, we come to you as underserving sinners, with thanks for the bounty you have seen fit to put upon our table. Keep your hand heavy upon us as you lead us through the trials of this earth and form us into soldiers of your will. Amen. We were silent then, waiting for Hunter to speak more, but he just pulled his hands back, picked up his fork, and started eating. We followed suit, and once all our mouths were stuffed, he finally spoke. Who did it? He looked around at us. Couldn't see his eyes, but you could feel them boring into you from under the teeth of his mask. Did what? Ow! Carver jumped high enough in his seat to clatter all the plates on the table. I saw why. Tanner had stepped on his foot under the table. What do you think, genius? We didn't do nothing. We wouldn't do that to Dad. You mean the thing in the church? Hell no, we ain't got time to be pulling shit like that. Are you fucking crazy? Carver, baffled as he always was by Hunter trying to chastise him, had his hands up, fork still gripped in one. Fisher wiped a sweaty palm on his dirty pant leg. Tanner stared at Carver, then back at Hunter. Someone must be punished. You mean killed? Ain't it a bit much to kill someone over this? Oh. Hunter turned and clapped his hand over the back of Tanner's. It's hot in here. Is it hot in here? It's a little bit hot in here, right? Is it just me? I might be a little sweaty right now. It's fine. He leaned in, pulling Tanner's head down and close so he could speak right in his ear. His voice was hot and low. You want them unpunished. Is that the message you wish to send for the defamation of our church? The mockery of our day of mourning? You don't want us to do nothing? It's all fucking right to do that to us. Is that what you want to say to them? I knew that hand, how hard it could squeeze. It was like a vice. 5 seconds in and you weren't sure if he was going to start snapping bones. Tanner bore it, silent, didn't move a muscle. I ain't saying shit. Are you fucking kidding? He's gonna slap the Billy hell out of me. Fuck no, I'm not gonna yell, let him go. Look, listen, I know a man in this instance. Like, let this play out. Also, go fuck yourself. I ain't saying shit. Have fun. Good night. Nah, I ain't doing nothing. Let off him! You two? Trade your balls in for a fucking dolly on one of your trips into Skipclaw. Is that it? His hand didn't relax on Tanner's neck. My eyes would have been watering at this point, but you couldn't move or whine or show any of the pain or he'd make it worse. Let him fucking go so he can eat his fucking breakfast. He didn't do anything. If it was a townie playing a prank, hell, I'd be happy to sink him myself, but we'll get hell from Skipclaw if we do a thing like that. Just, Jesus H. Christ, Hunter, let him fucking go! Whip fast, Hunter slammed Tanner's head down on the edge of the table. I heard the wind leave his lungs. He staggered and Carver lunged forward to start fussing on him. Shit, Hunter. What the fuck is wrong with you? He's right. Tanner's voice was weak, warbling, his breath slow and deliberate. His hands gripped the edge of the table as Carver uselessly cradled his shoulders. We have to send a message to whoever did this. They can't fuck with us. Sure, we will. We just gotta be stealthy is all. We'll find that son of a bitch, Hunter. Don't you worry about a thing. We'll find him and string him up by his nutsack. Right, Hunter? That'd be all right, wouldn't it? What if it wasn't a human? The whole table turned to look at him. Fisher worked his hand up under his mask to scratch again. You think it's one of those unholy? I mean, both of them can do stuff. We've all seen it. It was true. We had all seen it. Every time somebody died to one of those things, we saw it. Twisters were cunning, wily things with a taste for scattering their prey when they were done eating it. You think, I'm sorry, are we implying that the lung puppy, the pop-up doll of a fucking weird animal was the one that spelled out 5 days? Are you saying that these things are sentient enough to fucking host a spelling bee in a church? Are you... Whatever, fine. Bones this way, half-chewed organs that way, each making some kind of symbol if you looked at it too long. Like it was trying to say something you were too stupid to understand or too scared. That message in the church, it could have been a twister attack. A few of them in a pack. But it could have been a smoke. They were subtle at first. Lights throwing shadows that didn't quite match up. Shadows that moved when you weren't looking right at them. Some folks said it was our eyes adjusting, like it was some kind of effect on the shadow in the sky. A withdrawal from the lack of light. Then people started disappearing. More and more and more just wandering off in the night. And when they were found, they were always in some old barn or abandoned building. The bodies. You couldn't tell who they were anymore. All you knew was that they were human once. They were a person once. Now they were just corpses, curled up like dead bugs. Skin and faces dried to paper like old corn husks. Hunter called a town meeting after the first few bodies were found, and the town came to a conclusion on a few things. There was something new out there. It liked the dark. And it needed people to be alone. After that, we paired up, kept flashlights on us as much as we could to ward off the darkness, but it's always dark now. And you can't be with someone else round the clock nonstop, even if you like them a lot. That's why we got these masks. They protect us. Yeah. I'll tell you that story some other time. Basically, the smokes can't see us with them on, like we're camouflaged. That's why we wear them now, as long as we're out of the dark, as long as we're not alone, as long as we hide our faces. The smokes can't get to us. Funny. I think I've seen my brother's masks more than I've ever seen their faces. Some townies I've only ever known through their masks. My mask was... what? Oh, I get to pick? Oh, this is so fucking cool. Oh, that one's got bones and red tail hawk feathers on it. So I wonder if this also affects the game.
Oh, I'm certain.
It's gotta be. This is so interesting.
It's very, like...
I love this.
It's silly to make the analogy, but you know in the beginning of Kingdom Hearts...
Welcome back, Jason X. Close enough. That's what, yeah. Oh, this is, I love this. This is really cool. Okay, so I'm gonna pick the cowboy hat with the Flash mask on it that's got the bones and the red-tailed hawk, because personally, that's just a thing for me, so, like, that's the one I'm gonna pick. A cowboy hat with dangling feathers and bones. I use bits from our little ladies to decorate it. Oh, okay, well, it's chicken feathers, but still. Felt bad wasting it. But that ain't here or there. I watched Fisher scratch at himself again. The lights were steady in the kitchen, buzzing a low hum into the cold. I mean, both of them can do stuff. We've all seen it. At Fisher's words, I felt I had to say something. Oh, that option's locked. Okay. I don't think they could have done that. My words died in my mouth the second I said it. They all looked at me at once. I met each of their masks, staring at their vacant, blank eye holes. What? You got other ideas? He ain't got shit. Come on, let's hear it. Might be funny. You want to entertain him? His little scratchy voice pisses me off. Wow. Rude. Come on, Runt, speak up. Tell us all about your little ideas.
Man, go fuck yourself.
Oh. Hunter was quiet, that fist on the table, all he needed to say. Everyone shut up and looked at him, but Hunter, he was looking at me. I could feel his eyes on me, even if I couldn't see him. Ask questions. Investigate. I want everyone searching. There will be no failure, no backing out. Carver, you're walking the perimeter. Tanner, guard duty. Fisher, hydro plant. If you find anything, report back immediately. That's an order. We all nodded. Run. Follow anyone you want today. It was awful having to pick like this, knowing nobody wanted me around. I was too weak to go out solo. Everyone knew this. Every day I had to do this. Every day they hated it, and hated me a little bit more. But they wouldn't go against Hunter's word, and as much as anybody would hate to admit it, they needed me. Maybe they would have never mourned me as a brother, but they would have mourned the loss of a soldier, the loss of a warm body, the loss of a meat shield. They all ignored me as I lifted my head to look at each of them. Shit. Oh man, I'm picking who I get to go with, huh? Each day you'll have to select one of your brothers to conduct a shift with. Shifts last most of the day and can be started immediately after breakfast or after you spend your free time in Skipclaw. You cannot do a shift with the same brother twice in 1 week. Whoever you select to work with today will not be available again. Consider who you choose carefully. I can't access my inventory either right now. Hunter, maybe the worst of the bunch, but that knot in my stomach says maybe I should pick him first, get him done and out of the way. Tanner, the second in command, but not for any good reason. He hates it when I get between him and Carver. Carver, the middle kid, real asshole who likes to hear his own mouth run. Maybe it'd be easier just to do the shift with him early. Fisher, the fourth-born, twitchy and quiet with his weird rambling. Still, he ain't the worst. Spending a shift together would be bearable. So, 5 days. 5 brothers, right? It's very clear that this is all indicative of what's happening. I feel like I want to save Tanner. Or not Tanner, Fisher. I like Tanner, but I'm kind of biased. Papa Bear scares the shit out of me, and I feel like that's exactly why he should probably go first. And I just, Carver's fun to read for, so, oh man. Okay, what do we think? How do we feel? Does anybody have a pick? I'll let you guys feel it out. Who are we thinking we should spend our first day with. Hanging Rabbit, thank you for the follow. I'm going to give you guys a second to decide. Do, 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 do. I like how we're all just hanging out waiting. Don't worry. Don't be too overzealous in your choices. We've got Cat Daddy, Horn Daddy, Bear Daddy, and Hat Daddy. Actually, he kind of does give Hatman vibes a little bit. He's got some Hatman vibes. Hunter? Huh? Witches? Hey, is that you, witches? Great music though. Yeah, I okay, we're saying Hunter. All right, we're going to do Hunter first. Oh god, what have you done? He nodded, but I could sense his irritation at it, even across the kitchen. Then it's settled. Do rounds in the meantime, Runt. Meet me after. I want you to talk to all the loners. Anybody who lives alone or spends most of their shifts alone. On my own? You can handle it. It's time you started pulling your weight around here. It took a ton of effort to not drop my eyes to the plates on the table. Carver slammed the table and stood up out of his chair. You're sending that fuck out on his own? Why we gotta do our shifts while he's fucking running around with his dick in his hand? Quit bitching, unless you want Hunter to staple him to your ass for the week. Run'll be useful this way, less heat on us for prying into those townies. Hunter kept his gaze on Carver until he sunk back into his chair with disgust. Runt. Yes, sir. You got that dairy girl, Charlize, the doc, and his pesky twins. Also, oh, I missed it, sorry. I know we got more people, but just focus on those for today. You got 3 hours. Make good use of it. He stood. They followed. Oh, man. That's a spicy meatball. I stayed to wash the dishes. With all the dishes done, it was time to head out. I opened my map and let my already tired eyes trace the paper, deciding where to go. Where did I start that day? Okay, so we've got our map. Oh, it changed my icon. Oh, spiffy. Okay, so let's... After breakfast, you can either start your shift with your brother straight away or use your free time to explore and talk to people around Skipclaw. Your free time is given to you by Hunter and is the only time you have to explore the world and talk to people. Pissing Hunter off or breaking rules will reduce the amount of hours you have for free time. Oh, wow. Visiting a location with someone present and having a conversation with them will take up 1 hour of your free time. If you visit a location with no one present, it will not take up any time. Remember, the things you do and the order you visit people can radically change what you can discover. Explore around and experiment. You might encounter entirely different days. If you're not sure where to head, check your journal. It may have leads or clues on where to go and what to do next. Open your map when you're ready to head out. Okay. I want to look at the journal really quick. Because Hunter's dog died recently, leaving him quite upset. Whereabouts on Sunday? Why would they do it? How would they do it? What happens on the 5th day? Okay. So, we have this. I do want to look. Ugh. Twisters are disgusting, horrible creatures that showed up immediately after the blackout. Don't let their size fool you. They ain't actually slow or stupid. The wall's been keeping them out for a few years now, but it seems like they're changing tactics on how to get to us. What evidence is there of it being these creatures? Why did they leave this message? How are the creatures able to leave a message? What happens on the 5th day? The church was desecrated. I need to find out who or what did it. I should ask whomever I'm on shift with about the church stuff. Okay. So interesting. All right. All right. Okay. That's good then. So, I guess let's figure it out. Oh yeah, the writing is really good. I'm enamored, to be honest. Okay, so I've got 3 hours before the next shift. Where should I go before my shift? Food stores has bears icon, so like maybe... Our local bathhouse. Don't think anyone's in there, but it couldn't hurt to look around. Bess's store. She's not in right now. The main square for the town. I don't think anyone's here. The Garland farm. Shirley's probably working hard in the field. Len's house. I don't need to be bothering him. Doc's office. I think he should still be around. Willie's shack. I think he's in right now. Radio station. Red should be in right now. Hydroplant near the river. Fish is there right now. Okay, so we can access the radio tower, the plaza, Willie's shack, the doc's office, Garland farm, or the food stores, which is where meat stores are. Hello. I feel like I'm biased for wanting to go to the radio tower. Okay, you know I have to go to the radio tower, right? Like, I gotta go to the radio tower first, so we're gonna do that. Let's see. The radio tower, I feel like, is smart, right? Oh, it is an actual fucking radio tower. Like, get the fuck out of here. No. Stop it. Get some help. I'm having flashbacks. Hold on. Wait. Hold my beer. Up on the tallest hill overlooking all of Skipclaw was the radio tower. The receiver thrust into the sky, dotted with tiny lights like a Christmas tree. At the very top, a bulb, a bright, blood-red bulb. It glowed against the sky, that red flashing at the top like an eye looking down upon me. It might have made someone else feel all weird inside, seeing that crimson against all that black, but for me it was comforting, like a little star guiding me. The radio tower was a small thing, built years ago when there had been a bit more traffic passing through town. We had a little radio station. None of us on the farm were ever allowed to listen to it. That played music and gave farm reports. Apparently, it had shut down a while before I was born. When the blackout happened, someone saw its worth and booted it all back up. Just beneath the tower sat an old trucker cab. It had been decorated with bumper stickers, drawings, bits of glittery tinsel, and string lights. It sat dormant, with string lights climbing its cab and tools scattered around it. A cigarette burned nearby, but no smoker. I climbed up the stairs into the squat little station, following the scent of smoke. Red, you in here? I don't know what they're supposed to sound like because I don't know what they look like yet. Hold on. Hey, well, if it isn't my favorite troublemaker, what do you look like? Oh my god! Okay, alright. It's Big Red! It's biscuits. Red was a trucker who did long haul before the blackout. He wasn't a local to Skipclaw. His route brought him here and he ended up trapped when it all happened. But he made the best of a bad situation, settled in quick without a thought, gave away all that was in his truck to help us, which was, luckily, seeds. He won over a lot of people with his openness, and his stories about his travels made him great company. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone to say a bad word about him. Except for Hunter. He had plenty to say about him. How's things, Big Tex? I chuckled like I always did when he called me that. See, Red was from down south, from this state called Texas. Apparently, that's where Dad was born before he moved up here. I only learned that when Red caught me saying this one phrase. What was it? Don't squat on your spurs? Yeah, I said that, and Red said he hadn't heard it in forever. We got talking, and pieces started to come together. Funny how I learned more about the state from some outsider than my dad. Everything go all right with, yesterday? Yeah, about that. Red stopped shuffling his tapes and looked right at me. What's he got, FSU? No cussing, no fussing. I disagree. What happened? Of all the people in Skipclaw, Red was the guy. Jen drowned resubscribing at 1 month. Why you be like that? Red was the guy that started, the guy I trusted the most. I couldn't put my finger on it. Maybe it was his easy nature, the way he took whatever you said so seriously, like you were preaching gospel. I think it was because he was an outsider. I'd grown up within a stone's throw of Skipclaw, yet it was only after the blackout that I ever dared even speak to a soul there. They were foreign to me. Strange. We shared that feeling, however unspoken it was, that we weren't ever really going to fit in. Well, I didn't fit in as well as Red did. There was always a wall between me and the townies, no matter what I did. My poor guy just wants to be included, dude. It's fine. Getting the radio station up and running was a big boon. The town could communicate, listen to music, and get updates from Red with his vantage point high in the sky. It made him pretty popular all over town. Everybody knew Red, or felt like they did, and it kind of made him Skipclaw's unofficial mayor. A title that was never spoken in Hunter's presence. Besides, I hadn't got a clue where our real mayor was. Dead, probably. Either way, he was the one I wanted to talk to about all this. I trusted him more than any of my brothers. But as I went to tell him, I hesitated. He and Hunter hated each other something fierce. I never thought Red to be the type to get all violent or aggressive, but maybe something had happened. Some secret fight I hadn't been privy to. Hunter kept all hours, roaming around doing things. I was surprised he slept at all. The doubt grew in me then. What could I say? I mean, on one hand, it's tough because, like, Hunter has this presence of obviously wanting to protect his family, but also being, like, the ironclad guy. But I can't help but wonder on the back end because, like, yeah, you talked about how you could trust, but it's very clear that you, you can send them. I feel like vague details. So you're not supposed to tell more than you question, right? So maybe let him say things. I feel like he should tell things. I feel like there was an incident. Let's try it. There was an incident. I told him everything that happened, including the weird message and Hunter's command. Oh, okay, I guess we're just telling him all of it. Never mind. He sat and listened as I rattled through. When I finished, my hands shook a little. I didn't realize how much I'd been holding in. The message was terrifying. It was scary. It was personal. Somebody has it out for you folks. But why? Why now? Well, don't be simple now. Why is obvious. Your brothers, especially Hunter, don't do anything with the town in mind. Saw y'all first and only y'all first. He put a hand on my shoulder. You're the only one kind-hearted enough to escape that. So I wouldn't worry about yourself. I nodded slowly, a little flush at the compliment. I kept everyone I got close to me, in a box deep inside. Red sat back down and hummed to himself, thinking. Only y'all can get into that church, right? Yeah, we changed the lock often, too. Do you think it was one of your brothers? I shook my head, but paused. I don't see why. I mean, why go through all that? It's a real puzzle, I'll give you that. Night, Shmanya. Is there anything you think your brothers might be hiding from you? That was a thought. My brothers hated me. All of them. At the time, I couldn't tell you why. I had ideas, though. I was the youngest, the slowest, the dumbest. I wasn't as quick with a gun or a knife. I always had trouble getting up on time for patrols or work. I wasn't tactical or cruel enough. They didn't make it a big secret either, their hatred of me. They didn't really hide shit from me. I wasn't really one to be deemed worthy of hiding anything from. Like, even if they told me a secret, it's not like anyone else would believe me. I don't know. I don't think so. You think the message was left for you? Instantly, I shook my head. If the message was a prank, and the prank for me, then it meant they thought I was hiding something. If they are hiding something from me, then the message wouldn't make sense. I ain't really got any secrets. I don't have time for it. I mean, I talked to y'all and Hunter don't like that, but that's not really a secret. Red thought hard and nodded. It's tough. I'm sure Hunter's got you already looking, but I'll try to help out. Even if this is some big runaround, I know you'll do your best to get to the bottom of this. Before anyone gets hurt. God, I hope so. Don't tell a soul, Red. I couldn't see his smile, but I could hear it in his voice. I promise, Big Tex. Just know I share your burden. We can figure this out together. I'll let you know if I find anything, and I'll do my best to pass it on. I hate to hurry you out, but I gotta get back to the radio. I need to do the lunch report and I had a few requests for songs. If you ever get the chance, could you thank Bess for giving me those cassettes? I was stuck here all day Saturday doing the report. Seeing those bad boys come through, good Lord. It's nice to have some new tracks after so many years, you know. For sure, Red. I'll see you around. So, I waved goodbye and headed back down into town, the red glow of the radio tower sending my shadow far ahead of me. His words had soothed me, settled some of the thorny knots in my stomach. But as I walked away, the sound of my boots clomping in my ears, the worry came right back in a cold rush. Did I miss something in his behavior? Swept up in his charm? Why had he been so quick to dismiss me from the whole thing? He thought I had no secrets to hide. The way he talked like I wasn't part of the problem. Like he knew something I didn't. He'd been so casual. So calm. Over and over, the thought swirled round my head, a thought I wanted to deny. Had he done it? Oh man. Alright. So. Alright, let's see. Red. Red says he does the Saturday report. Red's trucker that got stranded in Skip Claw when the blackout hit. Okay. So. Plus or minus, not doing so bad. And we don't really have anything outside of that. So. Skip Claw. Alright. So now. Cheryl was another one that he mentioned. So she's working the farm. I feel like that might be the next step for that one. So we did the radio tower. I want to do the farm. Let's see what's going on at the farm with Cheryl. Oh, it's a cow! Cow! Right. The dairy was right over the hill from the food stores, though you could smell it before you saw it. Hell, you could smell it all the way across town if the wind was right. It smelled like shit. Hot, burning cow shit. And even with a mask on, it'd sear into your eyes. Living there as long as I had, I never got used to it. The dairy belonged to the Garlands, though there was only one of them still around in those days. I remember Dad saying the Garlands were one of them families who settled in Skipclaw way back in 1800 and something. Still, thought they were hot shit because their ancestors had a prize heifer, and that meant they could run the town. Maybe he was right. I don't know. The Garlands had always been kind to me as far back as I could remember. Hard workers, no nonsense types who'd always wave back with a smile when you hollered a hello. Generous people, even after the blackout. It was a worse world without 'em all. It had happened a few years ago after a real cold winter. Perhaps the worst day we'd had there since the blackout. Carver and Tanner were part of the group that had to carry out the bodies and hoist them over the fence to burn. We couldn't hold burials for 'em. Too risky with disease catching and medicine running low. I think it was the first time I'd really worried about how long we'd last in this world. It didn't seem to matter if we wore our masks or had fenced ourselves away from the outside world when a simple cold could wipe you out. Everyone goes up in smoke eventually. Everyone except Cheryl, that is, and her sister, Ivy, who skipped town soon after. I saw Cheryl there that day, forking hay from a wheelbarrow out over the fence, and the sight of her made me smile, even with the scent of cow shit on the wind. Is that who I think it is? Damn, she looks cool as hell, too! Alright, fair enough, bitch. Cheryl was what you'd call a real looker, even with a mask on. And I'll admit, my heart did a little flip in my chest hearing the smile in her voice as she called out to me. She's kind, like I said, like all the Garlands. She'd always treated me like a kid brother, though these days, I don't know. My feelings were, all knotted up, twisted. I didn't know if what I felt was friendship or something more. I cared for her. I wanted her safe. And I know I'd do anything for her. But the thought of telling her that it didn't sit right with me is as if she needed any more strayer trouble. Morning, Miss Garland. You need any help with that hay? Miss Garland, come on, Run. I'm only 25. And nah, I'm just finished up now. How are you, kiddo? Been better, but I've been worse. She laughed at that and stuck her pitchfork into the soft earth, clapped the stray hay off her gloves, and swung her thick braid back over her shoulder. Thick something. How's everybody doing at the farm? After yesterday? I was surprised at first that she'd asked. How many people in the town actually remembered Dad at all, let alone the day he died? But that was Shirley's. She was the type to always want to know what was going on. Not in a nosy way, but in a caring way. Like if you told her your birthday, she'd write it down on the spot and remember it forever. Well, we were all kind of... I picked up the handles of the wheelbarrow for her as I struggled to think of what to say. Charlize wasn't that much older than me, and tough. Wasn't like I needed to hide the hard shit from her. God knows she dealt with plenty already, what with her family and bad years of stalk and, having to live in the world the way it was now. I just didn't want to add to that. It didn't feel right telling her that, just like it didn't seem right to be telling her I wasn't a kid anymore. She deserved peace. She walked right next to me along the fence as the cows chewed hay and cud with a look on their face like they were bored of us before we even showed up. This is a really interesting metric where you can decide to tell everybody things. So now we know that if you tell them about the incident, it becomes a different conversation, right? It's very clear that the town does not like the way that things are going with the brothers. Charlize also cares. So, I would be interested. I don't know. This is... Fuck it, I'm gonna tell her too. Why not? There was an incident. An incident? What happened? She was on edge. It was more than Karen I heard in her voice. It was a real worry. It made me grip my teeth. I shouldn't have said anything, but I had to tell everything now. My gut churned as I recalled for her everything we saw yesterday. The blood, the guts, the words all across the black wall, crooked and dripping fresh. I couldn't see her face, of course, but she stopped looking my way as I talked, and by the time we'd reached the barn, her arms were crossed, her shoulders tight. Oh, that's interesting body language. Jeez, that gives me the shivers. It was something. And you don't know who did it? Or what did it? What did it? You think one of those things did it? Do they really do that? I don't know, maybe. Charlize went real quiet. As far as I knew, Charlize was also the only one amongst us who had seen the most of the twisters on account of being a real crack shot. Just pests to be picked off. But the thought of a pest being able to do something like that sent shivers down my spine all over again, as if the thought had just occurred to me for the first time right then. What are you planning to do? I half shrugged. Investigating, I guess. I couldn't go on. Charlize's head cocked. I don't like the idea of bothering you with this. It makes it seem like I've got it out for you, and I swear I don't. She laughed again, and it felt like a light had just turned on in the darkness of the barn. Don't worry about me. I can handle a few questions. Well, have you seen anything? Creatures, townies sneaking around? She hummed to herself as she thought, looking out past the shuffling herd. Well, I never have a good feeling about Willie, but he's been lingering around Mr. Dixon's office some nights more than usual. And he's still hounding me about spare bottles for his business. I get why some people need a little drink every now and again, but you put a bunch of people in a cage and liquor 'em up, it's not good. I don't agree with everything that brother of yours says, but not allowing any parties is maybe the smartest thing he's ever done. After the fence, of course. Hunter had made a declaration early on that there was to be no booze of any kind in Skipclaw. Of course, nobody liked that, and once the doc mentioned that he had to have something to sterilize with, Hunter was talked into letting Willie keep his setup for, quote, medical purposes only. But there was one rule. No booze ups, no big parties, no strain on the power grid, no noise to attract unfriendlies. No drunks doing stupid shit that get us all killed. The last and only party we'd had as a town amounted to a potluck in the old school gym while Radio Red played the same CD on a little boom box, and the kids played some ratty old board games with half the pieces missing. Then everyone got bored and went home. I guess it made some people happy. Of course, there's still parties if you know where to look. Really? How come I never hear anything about them? You're just a sweet young thing. Once you start getting a bit older, I'll start letting you in on the shindigs. I frowned. Life's pretty tough nowadays. What if I don't make it to another year? That's the beauty of living, Runt. Giving you something to look forward to. That is my gift to you. That's hope. I'll never forget her words. Hope. What would you say to a big glass of milk? It's a touch more age appropriate. Gee, thanks. Can I ask you something? Yes, ma'am. Why do they have you doing pickups today? Is Carver feeling under the weather or something? I haven't seen him around here lately. Dairy pickups and check-ins were a task Carver took upon himself with great pride, ever since he started mixing more with the townies. He said it was smart to breed good relations with the old family. And if Cherilise had to be there, well, all the better for breeding. His words, not mine, was one of the only things he and Tanner didn't see eye to eye on. Tanner kept his distance with the townies and seemed to hate Carver mixing in too much with them. But Tanner kept his distance from everyone. Everyone that wasn't Hunter or Carver. I couldn't tell you what he's up to. Hunter might know, but even then, with Carver being Carver, I shrugged. I figured. If you do talk, or whatever y'all big old manly men do, could you, do a favor for me? I nodded. Tell him not to be a stranger. I haven't seen him since Saturday, which I know ain't a long time, but I wanted to tell her I couldn't, that, in fact, I wouldn't be doing that. Carver, no matter how charming he was, had a bad side. A rotten core. He wasn't going to be nice forever. And if Cherilise, who had been nothing but kind to me, had to be subject to that. You two aren't... Cherilise waved her hand all shy-like. Don't you worry about that. Just tell him, all right? Interesting. So, Carver's a dickhead. We know that. But Carver's also very direct about how he feels about things, and it's really interesting to me that he spoke up in relation to what Hunter was doing, which makes me wonder if Carver's involvement wasn't part of this. But then again, Tanner pretending to be... I'm not going to tell her not to mess with him, because that comes off as jealousy too. But I would be suspicious to know what else. I nodded. I couldn't see her face, but with how delicately she spoke, I could tell it had darkened. I just need to talk to Carver about something. I collected our ration of milk, and she sent me off with a hug that lasted just a little longer than usual. Interesting. 'Tis a mystery afoot. All right, let's check her thing. Shirley says she hasn't seen Carver since Saturday. Says there's parties that happen without Hunter knowing. Okay. All right. So they mentioned the doctor. The twins. We don't really know anything about the twins. I don't think she's gonna snitch. I don't think it's about that. I think this is something else. So Willie's the one that they don't trust, but we would at least know. So we can only visit one more person. So it can be the plaza, the doctor's office, or Willie's shack. I feel like I wonder if Hunter would tell us how he's feeling, though. I would be curious to know if there's a potential there. But I think I might save that for a different day. I think I want to finish kind of talking to people. Parties. We definitely need to know more about the parties. I feel like the twins would know more about the parties. Willie's gonna know not to say anything about the parties. Interesting. Alright. Willie's, the doctor's office, the plaza, food stores. Alright? Wait, maybe? It's feeling like the plaza. It's the plaza. Okay, we're gonna go to the plaza. That's what we're doing. Why not? I figured I'd run into the twins if I swung on by one of their haunts. All the benches in the little plaza outside the old antique store seemed empty at first glance. I wasn't there 10 seconds before a pair of shadows overtook me with a flurry of footsteps. Oh, God. Hey, Runt, looky here! Where you been? They flanked me, pawing at me and tugging on my clothes for a second before settling down, knocking against each other and breathless. Where have I been? It's only been a day. Y'all can't handle not seeing me for one day. We get so damn bored without you. Yeah! Who'd we bitch at after classes, man? Yeah! Besides, you're just too damn fun to pick on. Yeah! Well, here I am. Temple and church were the twin terrors of Dwight Dixon, Skipclaw's vet turned doctor. I liked him well enough, but by God, if they weren't like two rubber balls, bouncing off the floor and the ceiling and the walls and each other so fast you couldn't keep track of either of them until one of them hit you right between the eyes. Doc said they were blessed with an overabundance of energy. Riled up, I'd call it. Always ready for pranks and mischief. The game name is on the listing. Always ready for pranks, for mischief, for distracting you with a tall tale that went fucking nowhere while the others snuck behind your back and swiped your rations. I knew from talking to their dad that they turned 18 over the winter, but if I asked them their age myself, they'd never give me a straight answer. The truth wasn't as fun as keeping people guessing. Hell, last year they swapped places in school for a full week before anybody noticed that Temple was church and church was Temple. The masks were a boon to such nonsense, and even though they'd got reprimanded for their prank, I had a suspicion that they'd still swap places with a frightening regularity. I knew Temple liked spikes, and church had a real liking for trinkets. It was the only way I could remember to tell them apart. Okay, so Temple likes spikes, and church likes trinkets. Okay. All this high energy and thirsting for mischief made them pretty good resources for gossip, though how they managed to get on so many secrets while being so loud was beyond me. They might know something helpful about what happened in the church, but if they were sensing I was sniffing around for secrets, they might withhold it from me, turn it into a game. I didn't have the courage to ask myself then if their pranks had taken a turn for the twisted. Hunter finally let you off your leash? Hey, I ain't on a leash. All right, then come hang out. You want to hang out? Jimmy's got his bike all fixed up, and he made a huge ramp over this huge mud pit he found back behind the mills, and we're going to go see if he can jump it. But you can't tell anybody about it because it's dangerous. And we'll get our asses kicked if his mom and dad find out. Because last year he broke his leg jumping out the barn, and Dad didn't know if it set right. And he's not even supposed to have his bike after that mess with the tractor. But we think he can jump that pit. Yeah, I want to see him jump that fucking pit. Come on, Runt, don't you want to see him jump the pit? Or eat shit? Come watch! Come watch! You never hang out with us anyway. We want to have some fun. Come on, Runt. They were jumping up and down with excitement as they finished, thinking on what a glorious sight it'd be to see Jimmy go over that pit of mud. A small part of me did want to see, but shucks, man, I hate to say it, but I got a shift soon. Oh, no. Come on, Runt, just once. You're no fun. You never come to hang out. They were right. I never did hang out. Corvin, thanks. It might have been a good idea to go, especially if a whole group of kids was going to be at this mud pit. I could ask around, see if anybody knew anything. Kids were underestimated as eyes and ears in the town. They got themselves into all sorts of secrets. All of us grown-ups are too busy to gossip on the grapevine or whatever. But at the thought of going to hang out with a bunch of towny teens, my stomach sunk. The truth was, the twins, all the other kids in town, they made me feel old. Old and out of place. Kids were precious in Skipclaw. After the blackout, when it had become clear that the skies were never going to clear and nothing was ever going to get better, the townies got together and decided to piss off Hunter in the worst way possible. They declared that nobody under the age of 18 was to be put to work. No jobs, no shifts patrolling the perimeter, no skipping out on getting an education to work alongside their parents. The parents of Skipclaw wanted their kids to be just that, kids. Hunter went ballistic. Shouted that they were weak, hanging onto the ways of a world that didn't exist anymore, blind to the realities of the one we really did live in. The perimeter had only gone up as fast as it did because we'd had the kids right there, helping their parents around the clock. As Hunter saw it, Skipclaw wanted to let them fuck around and contribute nothing. They wanted to bring them up soft and useless. They wanted to set their kids up for dying. A bad fight broke out in the meeting hall that night, with Carver and Tanner trying to keep Hunter from killing anybody in the mob, while also trying to keep the mob from killing Hunter. Even still, a man nearly died getting in Hunter's face about keeping his son off the patrols. In the end, Hunter was outnumbered and exhausted by the group of desperate parents, and he relented on one condition. They had to learn survival, too, and they had to learn it good. That calmed Hunter down enough to not finish the bloodshed he'd started that night. He walked down to that place with only a simmer of rage keeping his shoulders taut. Not that it was all right, though. It wasn't what Hunter wanted, and he'd made it everyone else's problem. First, it was me beaten blue and bloody the night of the town meeting. Then it was one of the Mason teens running home with a dislocated shoulder for crossing too close to the church property. Then pot shots near kids playing ball. Then little Laura being grabbed and told she was going to get thrown over the wall so the twisters could eat her if she didn't stop playing so loud. It just went on, and no one could stop Hunter. Thankfully, church and temple were too smart to ever fuck with Hunter and too lucky to ever run into him. Instead, they enjoyed fucking with me. In a nice way, I think. I told you were on a leash. Come on, bark. Roll over. Cut it out, y'all. We're just teasing you. Can you or can't you hang? Mud pit, mud pit, mud pit. The twins were crowding in on me like eager little pups, nipping at my heels, trying to get me to chase them. They were young. They just wanted to play. But I couldn't. No matter how much they included me, I felt a wall between us. And it wasn't just them. Even from behind everyone's masks, I felt weird looks. Every attempt at including me left me lost in the conversation. I'd ask them what work they were doing, like what projects or repairs they had going on, and I was met with silence. I wasn't one of them, and I never could be. But the twins? Oh, bless them both, they never seemed to give up on me. They always tried to include me, always let me know when movie night was coming and that they'd come pick me up if I wanted to come, but hanging out was not part of survival. Not for a strayer, and so I had to content myself with the solace that being alone was better than being black and blue for having friends. Hey, what's going on in that big old head of yours? Yeah, Mr. Mysterious, you trying to be all cool again? I ain't. I'm sorry. I can't hang out with you guys. But what? What's going on? Something wrong? You got something going on, don't you? Is it a secret? We won't tell. We swear. Pinky swear. They held out their fingers at the same time, brimming with excitement. I hesitated a second, thinking on it. I could reveal what I saw, but they really understand how to keep a secret. Have you guys seen anything weird? Weird? The twins looked at each other, thinking. What you mean by weird? Yeah, what's weird to you? Willie's been kind of weird lately, getting into all sorts of scraps. Now that ain't weird. Come on, Runt, what's weird to you? Just anything, people being strange or seeing more of them creatures. Creatures? No, I don't think so. We could ask around. Want us to help you? Yeah, we could help. They nodded their heads eagerly, quivering in their boots with excitement. Yeah, you know what? They know everything, right? That also means that they're wound to tell information, though. But at the same time, fuck it. We ball. Let's do some chaos. You want to help? Help was like a magic word to them. They nodded, knocking into each other. What's the mission? Yeah, what do we got to do? I hesitated. I didn't want to tell him what happened, but I could not give him something to work off of. There was a bit of graffiti over at the church. Hunter's steaming about it, and some gutted up animals around. If you hear about anyone bragging about that kind of thing, just tell me. Nobody else. You hear? Just me. Oh, we get you. Hunter's gonna kill him, right? I faltered. The starkness of it stung. He might. We can be discreet. Don't you worry about us. I nodded, but despite their promises, worry started nagging at my gut. It wasn't so much them finding something out, rather it was someone knowing they were being hunted down. That kind of fear can drive you crazy. Make y'all twisted up. You might end up hurting somebody. Like a deer caught in a bear trap, just flinging its weight about to get free. The twins started walking off as I trailed behind them. They shuffled restlessly, nudging each other as we walked aimlessly around the plaza. Listen, Runt, we gotta ask you a bit of a favor, seeing how you're a bit older and all. What's that? Surprisingly, Temple didn't say anything, but looked around like they were nervous, crossing their arms. Ah, you tell him, Church. Reading material? You know, some more adult stuff we can't get at school. Come on, don't toy with him, he doesn't know what you mean. I tried to ignore the sting of those words. Temple came in close, lowering their voice. We want porn, okay? Like old porn mags, they got naked ladies and fellas and all that. Well, I'm glad we don't discriminate here. Sometimes doing stuff too, you know, like together. The way Church said together made me more grateful for my mask than I had ever been in my whole life. My face got red so fast I felt like I was sticking my head into an oven. Porn, yeah, I'd heard of, sure. But I didn't know. I mean, I'd always heard it was the kind of thing where you'd know it when you saw it, and I'd been keeping my eyes out, but I don't think I'd ever seen any before. You think you might know, see Red in your future? Huh? Gosh, Runt Red, he's got a whole stash of mags, but he won't give them out to any of us. We saw his stash when we went by on Saturday. Yeah, after we dropped off those cassette tapes from Mrs. Karn. We've been trying to get someone else to get them, but nobody will borrow some for us. Except, maybe you? I'll see what I can do. Dude, no way! Thanks, man. Just get a handful. If anything, we could pay you back. We could trade you some secrets. Yeah, we know a thing or two. Really? Yup. Even about you strayers. Despite their bouncing, giggling energy, I felt suddenly cold. My neck hair stood up. I had images of Hunter's fists coming at my head. Was he watching now? Mad that I was letting some scrap of news get away. I went to stop the twins, asked them what they meant, but they were gone. They sped off, bounding like the dogs they were into the muddy streets of Skipclaw. I realized I hadn't asked if they had done it. It didn't seem right to. I doubted they did. They were young and dumb kids, but not that dumb to mess with our church. I felt that chill return. If they had done it, Hunter, no matter what, would kill him. And he would have no qualms about it. No reason would see him through the haze of anger he had. Nobody could stop him. As I watched him run off, the ache grew heavier and heavier in my heart. Please, God, don't let it be them. I am super, super into this game. I like it a lot. I understand that it can be kind of difficult, and a lot of people would see visual novels as more of like a boring genre. But this storytelling is really good. And it's almost like this underlying murder mystery going on, which I love. So I have no time left now, which means I have to go to the food stores. So proceed to do your shift. You won't be able to explore the town once you start. Oh yeah, okay. We have to. All right. I do think it's interesting, though, that you're kind of learning things as we go along. When I came back from my rounds in town, I found a note left on the kitchen table, stabbed into the wood with a knife. The sight of the knife piercing the paper sent a wicked chill through me. Run, meet me at the storehouse. Bring this knife. Not yours, shitty one. His handwriting was ugly, stupid looking, brutish and big, just like he was. He's worse than Dad ever was, I thought. I grabbed the handle. The cold metal of the tang through the handle was sharp against my palm. I thought back to breakfast and the way he'd gripped Tanner's neck, the way I could feel his eyes on me. I pulled the knife out of the table and tucked it into my belt, and inhaled hard, trying to calm the twist in my stomach with a cool rush of air. It didn't help. There was nothing for it. I had to go. The storehouse sat beneath a dark sky, settled low in long grasses with its door gaping open on crooked hinges. As I got closer, I could see his frame crowd in the doorway. Bile rose in my throat. He had his butcher knife in his hand. I like how you can kind of see the outline here. That's creepy as fuck. That only meant one thing. A fresh kill. And I was here to help him take care of it. I didn't understand who Hunter really was in the old days, back when Dad was still here. Hunter was the oldest, my strongest, biggest brother, proud to carry us strayers on through the wickedness of the world with Dad's blessing. Even before Dad got sick, he led us with an unwavering military precision, never dancing around what needed to be done or just putting his head down and getting to it. Cold and steady. Our rock. I think I used to admire him. But then Dad died and the beating started. It was like a summer storm. Some days you woke up and just knew when one was coming. You could feel the static curling in the air all around you. That crackling, closing in heat, clamming up your skin before the torrent of rain. Sometimes there was no such warning and he hit fast and hard. Thunder and then lightning right above your head, one after the other. No crackling static, no uncomfortable heat. Just pain. I knew why he did it. I guess I couldn't really blame him. Especially in those early days, they were chaos, both with Dad dying and then the blackout fucking up the whole world. A firm hand, one that wasn't afraid to grab you by the hair and force you to calm down by making you bleed, was needed. But things were different after. Life was slower. We were a well-oiled machine, but somebody was always getting beat for something. Running their mouth, acting up too much for his liking, disrespecting him. Not following orders or following them, but not good enough. Usually it was me getting the beating, and if we were unlucky enough to be around another brother, he'd join in too. Somebody had to be in charge, I guess. And he was to thank for the success of Skip Claw and the fact that nobody died from a smoke or a twister in a long time. So I guess it had to be him. But nobody made me miss Dad quite like Hunter. Dad used to be so busy with the farm he didn't have time to give us the same beating twice. And Dad, he at least said he loved me. I could see Hunter blocking the doorway with that bear trophy draped over his head and shoulders. He had well over a foot over me. What took you so long? There it was, the warm static of a storm in the air. I could taste it on my tongue. I came straight away, sir. Sir was what we had called Dad. Of course, Hunter had us call him the same thing. Straight away? Saw you coming over the hill with some real heavy feet. Didn't look quick to me. He was in a mood. He'd been watching, waiting. I remember frantically thinking of what to say. I didn't want to piss him off anymore. I'm sorry, sir. I've been thinking about yesterday. About yesterday? It was weird stuff. I have a bad feeling about it. He watched me, barely moving, just still as a damn stone. Get inside. Damn. Yes, Daddy. Shit.
So, like, we're aware that the whole town's about to kill your brother, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not a hidden thing.
No.
And you're gonna get spared the rod because you're not an asshole, but, like,
For now. This game has changed based off of the things you're doing, though, which is interesting, so.
Oh, for sure.
It smelled like fresh blood. Heavy, disgust, and animal blood. The static, that close heat, made it all smell wetter and closer than it really was. Like all the black blood soaking the walls was fresh again. Like it was pressing on your skin. Made me sick to my stomach. Hunter yanked the knife from my belt and put it back on the knife rack behind him, the hanging deer's presence nothing more than a curtain to push aside while he did. I got a deer this morning. Nice healthy buck, just near the perimeter. Young, but not enough. Young, but enough. It hung on one of those meat hooks suspended from the rafters, its head cocked at a bad angle, blood seeping out its mouth onto the floor. Something in Hunter settled at the sight of. Pride swelled. I looked at its empty black eyes, thankful that its death soothed his temper. We gotta cut it up quick. Meat'll go bad soon. Understood. He raised his jaw ever so slightly. Understood, sir. I'm gonna time you. You need practice, and with spring coming, we need to get a head start on drying out. Yes, sir. I slipped the knife I'd brought out of my backpack and stepped forward. Hunter was going to stand right behind me the whole time, watching me. I swallowed. I ain't any good at this. I felt his hand on my arm and flinched. He grabbed the knife from my hand and flipped it around. He shoved the hilt against my palm and wrapped my fingers around it. He could snap my wrist if he wanted. With one quick movement, he could shove the knife in my gut. Would he string me up in here right next to the deer after? Look at its face. I stared at the dead black eye of the deer, a soft smear of bright red blood over the white of its fur at the lip. That could be you on that table. You, if you don't learn to quit your constant bitching and do as you're told. Do you understand? I nodded. I know you didn't do that thing in the church. I felt my skin crawl. He was pressed against my back, a head taller than me, the coarse fur of the bear pelt pulling at my shirt. But did you help? No, sir. Are you sure you didn't help? His hand pressed like a vice around mine, twisting my wrist. I didn't fight it. The blade tip nestled against my stomach. How do I know you're not lying? I wouldn't do that to Dad, I swear. Then I need you to figure out who did. Understand? If you don't, he bore down on my hand, pulling the knife in close until I could feel the tip bearing into my jacket. Yes, sir. Good. He let go of my hand. He backed away. I field dress the organs, so it's just the meat and pelt now. Wash any blood you get on you off with that bucket. Remember the right knife. Be precise. Don't fuck it up. My bad. My bad, sir. Damn. Oh, shit. Skin the deer using the correct tools. If you're fast enough, Hunter will reward you. Hover over the deer with your selected knife and cut along the line. If you make a mistake, you'll spill blood. Wash it away by clicking on the water bucket. Be prepared. Hunter's watch starts once you click exit. Okay, so let's see how fast we can do this shit then. Okay, so we gotta carve. So, oh, wait, no. Break. Break. Okay. Carve? Wait, please. Each knife was used. Breaking bones and hooves and antlers, cutting fur and skin, carving meat. Yeah, okay. So, skin. What? Oh, wait, no, we're not done. Okay, hold on. This is an interesting learning curve, for sure. There we go. Okay, cool. Oh, God, I'm sorry! Jesus Christ. Okay. What? What do you mean? Are you not? Oh. Okay, I do kind of feel like a dummy now. It's fine. Okay. So this is definitely I mean, that's fine, I suppose. You kind of gave me an instance to not know the difference, but that's okay, I guess. I guess I should stop speedrunning it. That would probably be helpful as well, but that's fine. Okay, yeah. So now we should be able to do this from here. Because now it's all just cutting the meat. Alright. I know how to do this IRL, but you sure as fuck, it's not the same trying to do it digitally, let me tell you right now. Backstraps. Yeah, backstraps. Oh, there we go, okay. Rib flanks. Here. Man, I wish it was this easy to deal with this, because it's not. Okay, cool. Got it. Damn. I was stressed.
Now what the fuck was that? God damn it, Runt, why can't you try harder? You've done this before. Fucking stand back, idiot.
Receive nothing. Great. Can I try again? Is that allowed? My bad. I was learning. Sorry. That taste hung in the air still. Blood and static pressing in.
Something's gonna happen.
He said it so quiet, his voice rough and crackling like fire. I froze up.
5 days, Runt.
I swallowed hard in the silence. I mean, I do think we should stay calm.
I don't fucking care. I don't give a damn what you fucking think, boy. I don't need any of your damn thoughts or your shit-kicking brothers. Not Fisher with his fucking theories. Not Tanner backmouthing, not even fucking Carver trying to lick my boots. Doing any fucking thing for me. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I need you, boots on the ground, my eyes and ears. You get it? Ask questions. Listen. I know you're buddy with some of them townies. Somebody has it out for us. But we're stronger than them. If they don't get it yet, we'll show them. Nobody fucks with the strayers.
Yes, sir.
Report back every day. Everything you see, everything you hear. If you figure out what's going on, I'll reward you. Let you have some days off. Maybe set you up with a girl. You're almost at that age. You gotta get on sometime.
Thought made me feel strange. I just nodded. He leaned back against the table, gloves brushing against the freshly cut hinds. His shoulders suddenly sagged. His head dropped towards his chest, and he fell silent. He seemed older, tired. In the dimness of the room, he was just a big shadow, his fur swallowing all the light.
Runt.
Yes, sir.
Things are gonna get worse.
There was no anger in his voice, no fight, just a quiet, haggard resignation.
You have to understand. You have to. Somebody wants to tear us apart. I have to be cruel. You understand? Fear is what keeps people together. Like a damn herd, too scared to lash out or break shit up when we gotta focus on staying alive. We are the leaders of our herd. Our ungrateful little flock, but our flock, nonetheless. We need to make them understand. Not just the townies, but your brothers, too.
Something shifted in the room. In that moment, I had the crystal clear realization that Hunter was... he was confiding in me. I'd never felt so special, so... chosen.
All of them are becoming corrupted. Carver's all over town. Tanner shakes at the slightest responsibility. And Fisher, he's getting quieter. Looser in the mind.
He stopped and turned away, laughing to himself.
I mean, they can't even keep their mouths shut with each other. Tanner was the last to know the church code. Guess who knew it not half an hour later? Fucking Carver. Those fucking idiots. But you've always been true, loyal to our family. Weak, but you're young. Even if you ain't got our best or our brightest, you would never stray.
Oh, my bad. My gut rolled as he stood up and moved over towards me. By instinct, I braced for a hit, another punch to my jaw or stomach, but none came. Instead, I felt his hand on my shoulder. For a moment, I was stunned, catching myself suddenly, overwhelmingly missing Dad.
You're a good kid, and I know you'll do the mission well. When all's put to bed and we come out stronger than ever, you'll be rewarded. Things will change for the better, and I think you deserve more than you've been given. A better slice of the pie. Right now, we gotta show 'em all. No fear, Runt. No backing down. No remorse. It might just be you and me in the end. Do you understand?
I understand. There's a part of me that wanted to bury my head into his chest, into his strength. Even now I think about it sometimes. What if I could pretend that all that hate and hurt he put upon me, upon us, was truly for the greater good? At that moment I nodded, given up to resisting his way of thinking. I trust you to know what to do, and I'll help out any way I can, sir. He clapped softly on my shoulder, nodded, letting some of that burden seep out of him and onto me.
Good. Now get.
He handed me a hindquarter, still dripping with blood.
Start dinner. I'll be there shortly.
He said it like it was a comfort, but it was a warning. I wasn't allowed to go anywhere but home. Do my duty as the youngest and prepare the house. As I headed home, cresting the hill down towards our home, my radio crackled to life.
Hurry home now.
Oh man, that's big feelings for Elmo. Yeah, but this is woof. The first day wound down, digging itself into the cold earth to sleep. I had done what I could for Hunter's mission that day, asking questions, interrogating. My feet were sore as fuck, stomping back down at home and then having to do my dinner and nightly chores. They all came home, exhausted from the day, and ate dinner wordlessly. Even Carver seemed too tired to put up any fights. It was an unspoken thing. What had happened in the church was finally settling on our shoulders. And God, it was a heavy weight. As I ate, standing at the counter, I stared at each of my brothers and wondered what they were thinking. Wondering what was going on behind those masks of theirs. At the time, I didn't feel any closer to the answer. I suppose I still don't. My thoughts drifted to my shift. Hunter treated me mean, getting up real close and forcing me to cut up that deer real quick. None of that was unusual, for him, at least. But he softened, told me about the weight of looking after us, after the whole town. Did his anger, his brutality, have purpose? I couldn't protect everyone on my own. Sure felt that pressure too. And yet I felt chilled. His words,
no fear, Runt. No backing down. No remorse. It might just be you and me in the end.
Those were dark words, cruel words. If he was that suspicious of his own kin, what would he do to me if I failed? The thought sat like a rock in my stomach. Everyone left their dishes without a word, and I collected them, washing them under the single flickering bulb above the sink. I was so tired, I swear I nearly dunked my head into the murky sink water. As I rolled onto my bed, bones aching and stiff to the core, I thought about tomorrow. That message haunted me. 5 days? Until what? I didn't know what it would bring, if I would ever get closer to a real answer about the church. I saw the guts, the flies, the ribbons of red across that place that had once been not a home, but something special. Not like good special, like big special. Overwhelming special. If we were to move past this, we needed an answer. But I couldn't think of how to get any answers. I panicked, looking around the room as if anything could help me. And funnily enough, something did. I had this spooky old spy book, you see, a thriller, a real blood-pumping tale of international espionage, as the back cover claimed. I picked it up and flipped through the pages, rereading the dog-eared pages I had read countless times before, and grinned. The spy in the book wasn't especially strong or loud or commanding or nothing. He was just real smart, real clever with putting clues together and figuring out what needed to be figured out. I knew how they did all this shit, putting together clues and shit. It wasn't that hard at all. You didn't need to be strong and powerful or anything. Just have a decent head on your shoulders. There was nothing stopping me from doing it myself. I rushed to scribble down everything I'd heard that day, marking out anything and everything that seemed suspicious or valuable. Soon I had a list of clues, and with them, the questions I needed to answer to pin the right person. Who could have done it? Where were they on the day it happened? How did they do it? Why did they do it? What would happen on the 5th day? If I could answer all these questions, I could show Hunter at the end of the week, and this whole damn thing would clear up. I sighed, laying back on my bed with a smile on my face. But the smile didn't last for long. I saw all that blood, all those guts in my mind. I might be able to figure it out, but somebody was going to get hurt for it. No matter how good I figured it out, no matter what I did, somebody was going to get hurt. Would it be my fault? I brought my journal up to my face and looked at what I'd written again. At the end of the day, you'll need to go over all you learned from your investigation, namely clues, and pair them together to create conclusions. These conclusions will help answer questions and rule out suspects. However, you'll have to put yourself into the test in the full game, as you don't have enough clues to make any conclusions right now. Look around your journal and click the hand at the bottom when you want to head to bed. It's been a long day. Damn. Oh, I love this, though. Twins say they dropped off cassette tapes to Red. So the twins are really feeling it, Mr. Krabs, which is great. Twins said Willie's being weird. Shirley said Willie's been bothering her for bottles, said he's been hanging around the doctor's office. Twins begged me to get them porn mags from Red so they could trade me secrets. Shirley's wants to see Carver. Is the weird as she got feelings for him. Okay. I love this. And then you see Cheryl knows people are actively dissenting against Hunter. Man. I want to know what the smokes look like, and I love that they didn't give us much of an option to kind of see it. The words began to bleed together. Salt and oil seeped into my eyes, blurring it all to black smudges. I'd save my detecting for tomorrow. I put away my journal and curled up in bed, my mask tight on my face. I shut my eyes. My mind swirled to bitter images of guts, of blood, of blackness. Damn. Night-night time! My eyes adjusted to the dark. I knew I was asleep at the time, but it was a distant knowing. A speck on the horizon in the back of my brain. Before me, shimmering and distorted, was a face. Haggard, sunken, buzzcut, short as anything. It was my face. I was staring at my own face. I tried to focus on it. I tried to smooth it out. Heat built up in my head. Pressure crawling along the inside of my skull.
the more I tried to focus, to make that face look more like me, the more the pressure built and built and built. And then I exploded. Light burst across my face. Flames swept up and over me into a black sky, their reflection rippling over the surface of dark water. It was so bright, it hurt. Strange to feel pain in a dream. Something was watching me. Something just over my shoulder. But I couldn't turn. I couldn't move my head. The heat was too much. It was too hot. Too fucking hot. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. I wanted to wake up. I wanted to breathe. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Are we gonna wake up? Wait, we gonna wake up? Yeah. Anyway, okay. Oh, fuck. That's creepy as hell. Oh, the face the face on the right side. Dog, please. I shot awake, my heart pounding, my muscles sluggish. Something was wrong. My eyes were bleary, cool air washed over my face, watching the sweat trickling over my brow. It wasn't a good cold, not even after the heat in the dream. It was too cold. I was too bare. My mask was off. Had I taken it off? Had I clawed it off in the heat of the nightmare? I didn't have time to answer that question. The light bulb above my head, my bed had gone out. The candle had burned down. I was exposed, vulnerable in the dark, and I wasn't alone. Night time! Night time! Whoops. Thank you for playing Runt. Who left the message? Who can you trust? And who will you be when everyone is done with you? See you in 2026. Love, Grim Taste. Damn.
I am salty that that's where it leaves off.
Yeah, but
I get it. But like,
very necessary. I'm gonna tell you this though. I'm Autumn Ivy, and that was the demo for Runt. Brought to us by the amazing Grim Taste, because damn, dog, where have you been? And of course, supplied by the always amazing Dread XP. This game is available on Steam, of course. You can check it out and play it for yourself. Obviously, I made my decisions. There are other decisions to be made in this game. You could have followed any number of the other brothers. You also could have chosen different conversations, different things to be had in terms of the approach. So I love this game. 100%, like, I loved it. I'm not going to pretend in the slightest. Visual novels are a little rough for me sometimes because there are instances where visual novels, I think, kind of miss the tone or kind of miss the action. This game did such a good job of like the sound design undermining the scene that's occurring. Rather not undermining, but like playing along with the scene that was occurring in the moment. Having like the cows in the distance, or having things kind of come up that that you didn't really expect, you know. Or like the way the creatures, you could kind of hear the breathing very low in the background. Like, the designs are fucking killer. Love the designs on this game. I think it's really, really cool to have like the concept of the masks and what they do to assist. I think, and I mean, I really don't have any complaints about this demo. I really don't. you guys know that I do my best to try to be extremely honest when it comes to assessments or playing through these or so on. In this case, of course, I was asked by DreadXP to check this out, and I'm super glad that, I got the opportunity to play this for you guys today, because this 100% is going to be killer. I am enamored. I want to know more about the story. I love that it's got this like detective-esque kind of noir understatement thing, or like understory going on. Um, I think that the options of being able to go through and see the town of Skipclaw and talk to people and like deduce what's going on as we go about things is also really cool. I'm excited to see more of the monsters, because it's very clear there are more than just those monsters. Or maybe there's even amalgamations that are coming into play at some point. I think that the idea that there is this town that obviously has a thing against Hunter, for example, like how deep down the rabbit hole does it really go? Um, so seriously, huge shout out to Grim Taste. I am super stoked to see what happens. But if you guys want to check out more of the game itself, or you want to play and kind of see where you get with your decisions that you make, absolutely do that. Please, please, please remember that wish listing is bread and butter for devs, especially independent developers. Wish listing is free. It's free, so easy to do. You just go down here and you press this button and you just do wish list. But definitely wishlist games that you're looking forward to, because that boosts the algorithm inside of Steam and it helps out devs so much. It definitely gets the word out. So I guess the question that we're kind of left with is Hunter actually the problem, or is he good guy Gary playing the really rough role of the guy that has to take into consideration everything going on around him, because without some semblance of fear and control, there is chaos. So is that going to matter? I mean, the town's already kind of doing stuff behind his back. So, is the town involved? Is the relationship between Cutter and, Cherilise and them, is that a thing? So, and we didn't even get to meet all the townsfolk. We didn't meet the doctor and we didn't meet Willie. I definitely think I'll do another playthrough of this game. If not this week, then maybe next. But
Even the fucking demo has replay value.
yeah, the demo even has replay value, which tells you like leagues about what the full game is going to look like. So, yeah, I loved it. I loved this so very much, and I am super stoked I got the opportunity to check it out, because it is more than I expected it to be. Also, I'm enamored by the masks. I want to make all of them. I flat want to make all of these masks now. I'm not even going to lie about it. Yeah, and you can see what the reward is when you skin the deer too next time, since like you kind of have a better flow of things. But I love it. So I hope you guys loved it too. As always, you can find me at autumnivy.com for merch, or autumnivyofficial.com for all of the stuff that I do. I do photo sets, audios, videos, all the good stuff, costuming. I just need to sit down and make polymer clay figures. One of these days. But anyway,